The Sony a6500, in my opinion, is the best camera for someone who wants to start their videography career but doesn't have a big budget to get the best gear. Now, this camera isn't perfect, but it is a great starting camera. I'm currently using the a6500 now with a kit lens and it doesn't look that bad. I don't have space for any fancy lights, so I'm literally just using my 2 monitors, and then there's a cheap light behind me on the floor which kind of gives my background a bit more light. All of the shots you're looking at now were shot on the a6500 in 4K at 25 frames per second. I use this camera for my freelance videography and I have not had any complaints. Once I can afford it, yes, I will upgrade. But you have to start somewhere, and that's the whole point of this video. Not only is this camera great for video, but it's also great for photos. Here are some shots I took when I went to New York. I used the a6500 with an 18-105 lens, which I got secondhand off a website called MVP. I also got my a6500 off this website secondhand. Just make sure you do your own research before you buy anything secondhand. Here are some more photos I took with this camera. Now, obviously this camera has its downsides. One of those is battery life, but I bought a charging dock off of Amazon which came with 2 batteries, and I also used to own an A6000 and that had a battery as well. So I've got 4 batteries in total, and that is more than enough than I've ever needed. I always make sure my batteries are charged before I shoot, which is kind of like a very obvious thing to do, but when I arrive at the shoot I always plug them in just so that I've always got batteries charging. Another downside is rolling shutter. Now sometimes, depending on how bad it is in the shot, it can be fixed in post, but I never rely on that, so I'm always just quite careful to not pan too fast. It does get quite warm sometimes. I've had a few overheating warnings from this camera, but I would say it's never like stopped me from shooting. Just something to bear in mind. This is what the microphone sounds like on the camera. It's not great, but this camera is an amazing choice if you want to start up your videography career or start YouTube and you don't have the budget of over £1,000. For my Sony a6500 with a kit lens, I paid, I think, less than £800 for it. Now there are other cameras like the a6300 or the a6400 which you should also look into. Then just kind of compare them all and decide which one might be better for you. Or if you're on a really tight budget, you can get the a6000, which was my first camera that I ever got. Now if you want to start your own videography and photography business, there's obviously other gear that you'll need to buy, but that's kind of another video. This is just about the camera. Have a look at some other videos about this camera, and they'll probably go into like the specs and stuff, but this video is kind of just to show you what it can do and, I don't know, my experience with it, which overall has been quite good. I think it's brilliant. If you're in the UK, I would recommend a website called MBP, which is a secondhand camera department store. They're based online, and I get pretty much all my gear from this place, but I always make sure that it's got like new or excellent condition. I've never bought anything from the website that is anything less than that, but like I said, do your own research before you buy anything secondhand. And that's it. If you want to know what the best budget vlogging microphone is to go with this budget camera, I made a video about that last week, so have a look. Yeah, no, it's great. It's a really good camera. If I'm being honest, I mean, you know. And also, this is the 18-105 lens that I purchased as a second lens. I got this secondhand as well, and it is amazing. Like, it is just amazing. And ND filters is also like really important, but this is the ND filter for the kit lens, which I would recommend. And I got that from Globe, and that was also a budget purchase as well, and it works really well. So one thing I will show you is I took a photo of New York when it was sunrise, and I got that printed. So let me show you. It's like curled, so it's tricky to show you. But I'll just show the digital version on the screen. But I'm just showing you because, you know, you can get your photos printed using this camera. Like, it's good. Ooh! Jesus. Oh my god.